A Florida woman was arrested for throwing a Whopper at the face of a Burger King employee. A Florida principal whacked a student with a paddle while the mother video recorded it. Instead of writing a ticket, a police officer in Florida installed a child seat for free, and a Florida man impersonated a police officer and handcuffed his neighbor over loud music. These are the weird stories for Friday, and it's Florida Friday. All the stories are from Florida. All this weird news out of the state of Florida, as we always do on Fridays. This is Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast, hosted by a comedian. Let's try and make this kind of funny. Regardless, it's Florida. It's going to be good.
Those bizarre stories you hear about all the time that seem to only happen here in Florida. I know, right?
Can't make this stuff up. It is just one of the many wacky news stories out of Florida.
Why does the Sunshine State consistently produce such strange news?
But what accounts for all this bizarre news? Is it the weather? Is it the people?
Florida is full of the crazy stories.
A Florida woman has been arrested because she was angry and she threw a Whopper at a Burger King employee. She also yelled racial slurs as a cherry on top of her unacceptable behavior. Let's find out some more information about this Floridian, this upstanding Florida citizen. A 77-year-old villager was arrested. For some reason they're calling her a villager. It's strange to hear someone referred to as a villager in 2021. A 77-year-old villager was arrested in an alleged racial tirade after throwing her Whopper sandwich at a Burger King employee. Does everybody know what a Whopper is around the world? I don't know if you have Burger King where you're listening to this, but Burger King, they think they're the king of the burgers. They're really not. I'm waiting for someone to tell Burger King that they're not the king of burgers, and we could just get past this. You should put down your crown, Burger King, okay? You're far from the king of burgers. And yeah, your Whoppers, there's always something to complain about when it comes to the Whopper. I almost don't blame this villager, but there's nothing okay about yelling racial tirades, though, or going on a racial tirade. What is the name of this villager? Judith Ann Black of the village of Pine Ridge. Oh, Pine Ridge, Florida. That sounds like a lovely place. Lovely place to play a round of golf and get yourself a Whopper afterward. 77-year-old Judith Black. God, she's a little advanced in age to not have figured out that Burger King sucks. I mean, what were you expecting, Judith? Is this your first time at the King? Because like we've all gotten past this. We're all like, yeah, we've been to Burger King. It's Something wasn't up to par over there. Not going back. So Judith was arrested after she admitted to an assault that took place at a Sumter County Burger King. The police affidavit states that the incident occurred on a Friday night. Judith reportedly became upset about the thickness of the tomato inside her sandwich. I love these people that get upset about the quality of the vegetables at a fast food burger joint. What did you expect? Just be thankful you have a damn tomato on there. I mean, come on, Judith. Judith reportedly went to the front counter and expressed her frustration about the size of the tomato to a Burger King employee. The employee told the police that she informed Judith that she couldn't help until she stopped screaming. Like, I'll help you, lady, but stop screaming. You are one irate villager. That's when Judith Black threw the Whopper at the employee's face. Ugh, this is just unacceptable behavior. She began shouting racial slurs. Ugh. She said, "Shut up, you." I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say what she said. You could just imagine how terrible it is. Judith. I mean, just imagine a racial slur out of the mouth of an angry Floridian. In addition to the thing I couldn't say, she said the N-word multiple times as well before she left the restaurant with her husband. Her husband was there for this whole thing. Dude, why didn't you calm her down and get her the hell out of there? Why don't you explain to her what Burger King really is before you take her there? I mean, that's your job, buddy. Now, the account by the victim was corroborated by witnesses. There's surveillance video. It was a packed Burger King. Other Burger King employees were able to get Judith's license plate number, which officers used to track her right back to their house in a retirement community, where apparently they have large-sized tomatoes on their burgers. A Florida school principal whacked a student with a paddle while the mother video recorded it. The parenting and the schooling, all rolled into one story here. A mother who recorded her 6-year-old getting whacked with a wooden paddle by the school principal says that she and her daughter are now seeking therapy. Yeah, okay. Good idea, lady. Sounds like you need more than therapy, though. You video recorded it? Did you hand it over to the authorities as well? I don't think it's okay to just whack a student if you're the principal or anybody that it's employed by the school as well. Let's get into this. A Central Elementary School principal named Melissa gave the child 3 hard whacks with the help of someone named Cecilia, who's a clerk at the school. They're just ganging up on students. Hold her down, I'll whack her. She was late. I thought the days of whacking the students were far, far in our past. Right? I know my mother likes to remind me that she was hit by nuns because she went to Catholic school, I guess, back in the day when they used to whack you around a little bit. Definitely had ruler to the knuckles situation. Maybe not so much her, but definitely her sisters. I didn't know it was still going on. Apparently in Florida. Although I have a feeling this school just went a little rogue. It's probably not allowed. So on Tuesday, the family lawyer named Brent told the media that both the girl and the mother are getting professional help. They're getting help to get through this. But, you know, it sounds like the mother was okay with it. At the beginning, she video recorded it. Like, this mother's strange, is what I'm saying. The mother was okay with it happening and now needs therapy. You needed therapy before you recorded it, lady. It's been reported that the little girl was spanked due to $50 worth of computer damage at the school. Okay. The family's lawyers say the police have turned over the investigation to the state's attorney's office. They're deciding whether or not to bring criminal charges against the principal and the principal's clerk. They insist that this was aggravated battery, and they're pushing for officials to strip them of their educational licenses. Yeah, they should not be part of the school system if they beat a child. And why did they let someone record it as well? The mother recorded it. Like, the whole thing is so ridiculous. I can't understand how this event even happens. The congruence of morons in this moment. You know? How does this happen? Like, this is such a cauldron of degenerate behavior all rolled up into this one event. Like, Floridaman is it's just magical. It's magical. Now, it doesn't say what happened to the computer, if they've were able to fix it. I'm a little concerned about the computer. What happened to the computer? Can we get a follow-up story about the computer? If it's going to be able to be used by other students, we need to have as many computers in the Florida school systems as possible, so these kids can buy plane tickets out of Florida. Instead of writing a ticket, a Florida police officer installed a child seat for free. This is an amazing, uplifting story from the Cape Coral Police Department. An officer made a traffic stop and noticed that a child was in the vehicle and was not in a child's seat. The child was with the grandparents due to a family illness. Instead of simply writing a ticket and sending them on their way, Sergeant Lear requested Investigator Wilson respond to the traffic stop and come and install a free car seat for the family. I don't know where you're listening to this, but we have car seats. You're supposed to put your kid in a car seat in the U.S. It's usually a law. In fact, it's always a law. Up to a certain age, depending on the state you're in, you got to keep the kid strapped. Some people don't do this, though, and a lot of those people are in Florida, where it's just difficult. It's difficult to be a child and make it to adulthood in Florida. This is a great story, though. Love this. Cape Coral Police Department doing good things. Keep it up. I like the idea of the police helping out the community like this instead of just writing tickets. Because we don't really learn from the tickets, do we? You know, you don't really learn the lesson. Like, I got a ticket for not wearing my seatbelt. Yeah, I'm still not wearing my seatbelt. I didn't learn the lesson. And I would say most people don't from the ticket. So why not help us? Give us a car seat. Put my seatbelt on for me, officer. Yeah, reach in here and put that seatbelt on me. That's right. All right. where was I? I just like stories of the police not just taking our money, like actually serving and helping out the community. This is lovely. This is lovely, lovely, lovely. And, you know, people need help parenting in Florida, clearly. They don't know how to do it. They don't know how to do it right anyways. It's not their fault. It wasn't done right for them either. You know, they were raised without a car seat, so of course they're not going to use a car seat. They were just simply duct taped to the seat. That's what they did. They duct taped the kids. So, you know, of course they get up now. They're parents and they're duct taping their child to the seat instead of using a car seat. This is what you get. Now, I took a moment to do a quick little Google search about the car seat regulations in the state of Florida. In case you're wondering, do they have such regulations? Yes, they do. Ages 0 to 3, the children must use a separate carrier device or a manufacturer's integrated child seat. Ages 4 to 5, children must use a separate carrier, an integrated child seat, or a child's booster seat. I don't know what hardly any of these words mean, to be honest with you. What's an integrated child seat? What the hell is a booster seat? I should know these. Can you tell I don't have kids? Can you tell? Nor am I interested in what all the equipment that you need to raise a child is. I have no interest in any of that. Ages 6 to 17, children must be wearing a seatbelt. What, 18 and over, you don't have to wear a seatbelt in Florida? Get out of here. And now I'm going on another search. Oh, yes, I found that it is unlawful for any person 18 years of age or older to be a passenger in the front seat of a motor vehicle or an auto cycle, unless such person is restrained by a safety belt when the vehicle or the auto cycle is in motion. All right, so yeah, Florida kind of cares about your life. Kind of. Now, if they could just get rid of all those guys masturbating at the bus stops, then, you know, get a little closer to a utopia.
You like podcasts? You're listening to my podcast. Maybe you thought to yourself, I'd like to make a podcast. Too difficult. No, not with Anchor. Anchor has free creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast from your phone or your computer. Anchor distributes your podcast to Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, and more. They have advertising integration, so you can even make a little money off your podcast. Everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your creation. Good luck with your life, man.
A Florida man impersonated an officer and handcuffed his neighbor over loud music. A St. Petersburg man is accused of impersonating an officer and handcuffing his neighbor. John Switzer, age 67. He reportedly pretended to arrest his neighbor over a dispute over loud music on Monday. According to the deputies, Switzer was armed with a gun and displayed a badge and claimed to be a police officer. Well, does the neighbor not know him? I mean, how do you fool your neighbor that you're a police officer? I suppose if you've never met your neighbor. The neighbor who was handcuffed and fooled by Switzer and his badge and gun. The neighbor was handcuffed and told the media that she was held hostage for 15 minutes and is badly bruised. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, those handcuffs can really bruise up your arms. They're not comfortable. I can tell you from experience. Just a couple times, all right? It's not crazy, all right? It's nothing crazy. So the neighbor was badly bruised and held hostage. Wow. When the deputies arrived on the scene, Switzer quickly admitted he was not an officer. I just want to set the record straight, guys. I'm not an officer. Yeah, we know you're not an officer, stupid. We don't recognize you. You're 67 years old, out of shape, all right? We know you're not an officer. You don't need to tell us. Who is your hostage here? So the deputies arrive. Switzer admits he's not a cop, but rather a former police officer. I doubt he's even that. Deputies arrested him and took him to jail. He's facing charges for impersonating an officer and false imprisonment. Guys, false imprisonment. If you handcuff your neighbor for even 15 minutes, that's false imprisonment, right? If you handcuff your lover for an hour, what is that? Is that, ooh, you want to arrest me for false imprisonment? What else do we need to say about this story? That's the end of it. Clearly, we're dealing with a man who is not a former police officer, who's completely unhinged and doesn't like loud music. This guy's the no fun police, as we call it. This is literally the no fun police. What are you going to do? Call the no fun police? Yeah, the no fun police is here handcuffing a neighbor. Was she all alone playing her music? I mean, from what I can glean from the story, it doesn't sound like it was a party. Just like some lady playing music. This guy's a big jerk, this Switzer. That's what's going on here. Big old jerk. You should move, lady. You should actually get the hell out of Florida, lady. A place that will hold you hostage. Yay! Hello, my friends. Thanks again for joining me for another Florida Friday extravaganza. And thanks for sending me Florida articles, those of you who did. I also want to send some nice vibes to someone named Beth. Beth is a member of the Patreon, and she wrote me a lovely Patreon direct message. Says, I love your show. Thank you for the shout out. I wanted to let you know we have cicadas in our yard. Ah, that's cool. She says, I have seen them peeking out of the holes all over the yard. They have not started coming out yet since it has been a little bit chilly. I'll keep you posted on the emergence of the cicadas. I remember 17 years ago when we were invaded. It was crazy. Thanks for making me laugh. Thank you, Beth, for writing this note. I'm fascinated to be kept informed about the emergence of the cicadas in your yard. They really peek out of holes like that? Like they just kind of creep out, and then they go back in? It's such a fascinating just event here, this whole 17 years of sleeping in the ground and then emerging, the cicadas. If you guys are wondering what I'm talking about, I did a story earlier in the week about the cicadas. Swarms of cicadas, trillions of cicadas will be releasing themselves from the ground very soon to mate. They stay there 17 years. It's nuts. I had no idea. I thought they emerged every summer. I remember hearing them in, where I grew up in Massachusetts. You would just hear them in the summertime, that buzzing sound, right? In the thick of a hot, humid, if you haven't been to the New England summertime situations, man, very humid. And you just hear the buzzing of those cicadas. I just didn't. Maybe there's various kinds of cicadas, and one in particular lives underground. I don't know. But I'm fascinated to learn more, Beth. You keep me informed, okay? Thanks for writing. You guys can join the Patreon like Beth did and support the show that way. It's patreon.com/weirdafnews. I've posted some very, very cool articles and videos this week. Just letting you know. And a review of an energy drink, and I'm going to review a candy tomorrow, I believe. Just a lot of content is going in the Patreon, and everyone's eating it up. It's really cool. So you can join as well. You can also join it by going to the website, weirdafnews.com. So it's a good way to support the show. And listen, I hope you had a nice weekend, or you're having a nice weekend, or you will have a nice weekend, depending on when you're listening to this Friday episode. I don't know what your schedule is, all right? Okay? I can't do everything. Or you want to tell me your schedule? Tell me. Just reach out. Call the show, 646-450-2012. How's it going on in Florida? You guys okay? You surviving?